All right, we just went and picked up this 2024 GLE 350 from the customer's house. They had a little incident with the mirror, so we're gonna get that fixed for them, and just doing the basic inspection that I do on every car I have. Just look over everything. Nothing's gonna be wrong, almost certainly. The 24, there's like, I don't know, 7,000 miles on the thing. I think it's had one oil change, so nothing really. A pile of leaves that weren't, either she parks in her tree or weren't cleared out. It's currently January, so I feel like it probably just wasn't cleaned out. Anytime I do a general service, like with oil filter and oil change and oil filter, I clean out the cowl panel on all these cars because it can clog the water drains. It gets here and you can have water build up. So I always vacuum that stuff out when I can. Just gonna look over anything super obvious. This has the straight 4-cylinder single turbo in it. It was pretty new. I think this is the second year it's out. Coolant's a bit low. But I'll top that off when I do a service on it. If I get this vehicle for service. If I'm not mistaken, they have prepaid service at the dealership. So they'll be taking it there. So hopefully they see that and top it off. Nothing's wrong, no safety critical, anything. Everything's brand new looking. Just a thin coating of dust on it all. I'm just gonna look at lift it up real quick and make sure there's nothing crazy under there. Okay, so just looking up under everything for anything obvious, any tire damages or bubbles in the sidewall, or really any like damages more than worn out stuff, obviously, because nothing's really gonna be worn out. Nothing leaking, obviously. The tires are good and the brakes are good. Nothing's over here has been hit or anything. This tire looks good. So the brakes, no bubbles on the wheel. That has a little curb rash on it. So does the tire. I can see the tire's rubbed up against something here. I guess it was the same thing that left that yellow bit. There's no bubbles, no gouges in the sidewall or anything like that. The struts are good, the ball joints and stuff. And looking up under the bottom of the engine, you don't see anything under here, nothing leaking. Oh, that's clipped in right. The exhaust isn't rattling or nothing on this side of the engine. You don't see anything there on the back of the cylinder head or anything. The drive shaft looks good. Looking back here, transmission looks fine, nothing concerning. These transfer cases always have this sealant like this. It looks like it was sealed together with an 11-year-old. So that's normal, that hasn't been opened. Transmission nut's good. Here you can really see here, give an example how bad the sealant looks in the factory. But that's normal, every single one of them didn't look like that. This is out of place. That wiring harness there. You can see this clip is nowhere to be found. I'm sure it's supposed to be like maybe here, there. I'm sure it's supposed to be there, and they just tied that zip tie a couple inches or 1 inch off. I'll place that where it's supposed to be. The exhaust. Nothing rattling in there. The rear suspension. Struts aren't leaking, none of the bushings are torn, all these ball joints are good. As to be expected. Tires all look brand new, so are the brakes. Nothing of new, the tires, little curb rash there, and no gouges or anything. And this side as well. The brakes and treads, and outside brakes. And sidewall. Yeah, that's all fine. Nothing wrong, obviously. Just to give me peace of mind and record keeping, and the customer can see for themselves that nothing's wrong under the vehicle. Okay, now with that loosely around the wiring loom, I can place this where I can only assume that they meant for this to go. which is here on this heat shielding where all the other wiring harnesses clip onto. Okay, now that's on there good. I'm gonna pull the zip tie tight. And you can see that's the same way all the other ones are. You can see this one clips on just like that. This one has one of those little Christmas tree clips. And then this one too. Never got clipped in from the factory, so that was supposed to have gone right there. Okay, but apart from that, nothing's wrong, nothing's broken, nothing's leaking. So now onto the mirror replacement.